let's get ready for our grand finals and announce our players. First player coming onto the stage, it is Raisy. And his opponent, who hasn't dropped a single map so far this tournament, and could it be a win for him? It is maxter. So this is going to be the question. We've always talked about the storyline from Raisy and how many second place finishes he has. Is it going to be another one to the tally to add to his tournament listing? Will he be able to get this win against maxter? It's going to be a long road ahead of him. We could be in for a very late night for Quake. I'm more than happy to have the full distance, the 10 maps as you were talking. But how do you feel like this is going to go?
Well, if the crowd chants are anything to go by, I think they're a bit biased towards maxter, obviously. But I mean, Raisy definitely has a skill level, so do maxter. I think it's going to be very, very close. I think the first best of 5, I would give the advantage to Raisy right now because he's warmed up after Xanaku, and maxter has been, you know, chilling for the past 2-3 hours, just watching the games. He was here with us, getting interviewed as well. We managed to get some good answers out of him, and it seems we're getting underway with the first picks and bans already. So first map dropped will be Veil of Nath, and second map drop by Raisy will be Insomnia. So maxter, his first pick will be Awoken, and Raisy goes with Raisy's Keep, obviously, and maxter chooses Deep Embrace. Now up to Raisy to pick another map.
One thing I'm quite curious about is seeing Corrupted Keep slip in as well. Of course, we only get one ban this time round as it is a best of 5. I've seen maxter in previous matches in tournaments, but Veil he's not too shabby on, but decides to ban it anyway just in case.
Wow.
And going it, so you never know, at some point we might get Blood Covenant here.
I hope so, right? I want to see Blood Covenant at least once this tournament. And maxter starting with the respect ban, he bans Clutch, Raisy picking Anarchy on Awoken against maxter's Athena. So first map Awoken, we're gonna have Anarchy versus Athena. On the second map, Raisy choosing what to ban. Might have to ban the Strog right away.
That wouldn't be too much of a surprise there. We've seen a lot of different choices on Corrupted Keep. We've seen BJ versus Galena. You know, Strog is normally a very strong pick on Corrupted Keep, but we're going to see the slash on Corrupted Keep. Okay.
Raisy bans the Strog, and maxter decides to pick the slash on Corrupted Keep. That is a really weird pick, I gotta say. But this gives maxter the opening to eventually ban slash not have to ban slash in the third map. Why would Raisy pick against the slash? He picks the trusty Ranger. So slash versus Ranger on Corrupted Keep. Maxter has the first ban on Deep Embrace and he decides to ban Doomslayer.
Yeah, this is a very interesting pick. It depends how familiar Raisy is with that matchup, just playing it safe with the Ranger. And as you rightly said, Doom has been banned on Deep Embrace. Raisy deciding how what's to go about progressing. And you've got to think, you've got to take a lot of time because it's not just this map in particular. He's got to think about how he's going to progress onto Ruins and onto Blood Covenant as well, so it does get that fire. And it probably will. It wouldn't be too much of a surprise. We should see at least 4 maps or even going the distance and maybe even 2 best of 5s, as we are going to see the visor coming out from Raisy on Deep Embrace. And that's why he's probably thinking about it a lot, just taking his time, thinking about whether he should save it for Ruins or Blood Covenant or just try and get that pick away from maxter straight away for Deep Embrace, as maxter is still deciding how he wants to go about playing Deep Embrace against the visor, and he decided to go for the Eisen.
Oh, that's a very weird pick on Deep Embrace there. Raisy with the visor and maxter with the Eisen. Okay, now Raisy has to ban on Ruins of Sarnath. He might just have to ban Scalebearer.
He may have to.
He bans the Nyx. Okay, yeah, that's a very good ban. I totally forgot the Nyx was still in play after all the lights have been picked already.
That is true. We have a lot of conversations about the heavy champions on LAN, but the Galena will be selected on Ruins. We've seen the Galena time and time again. So there's, you know, not an uncommon pick, but the scale comes out on Ruins for Raisy and Blood Covenant. This is where sometimes it will get a little bit messy in terms of champion choices.
I'm looking forward to Ruins of Sarnath, the maxter with the Galena and Raisy with the Scalebearer. So maxter is his first champion ban.
Yeah, he decided to ban the kill, I think, from what I can see, and now decided to go for the BJ pick on Blood Covenant. And maxter, you know, very little picks to decide how he wants to go about it. And we can see what he's going to decide.
Okay, BJ versus DK on Blood Covenant.
All right, so that's our maps and champions ready. I think going from maybe map 2 onwards, it's just a very interesting selection in itself. Seeing as, I don't know what how to start or how to begin this. Slash on Corrupted Keep?
I want to see what maxter has in store in Corrupted Keep. Slash, I mean, Strog lends himself really well to Corrupted Keep, right? And Slash has sort of the same movement, a little bit faster, less stack. I think he'll be fine, especially with how he's been playing the Slash. I think he'll be fine. We'll have to see how that goes.
He certainly will do, and that's the trophies which the players are going to be after here in this grand final. As we mentioned already, maxter just needs one best-of-5 victory in order to secure that first place finish. Raisy has got a long road ahead of him, 2 best-of-5s. It's not like before where, you know, a best-of-7 with the winner from the winner's side having a 1-map advantage and the first ban. And the problem is it's just going to be a long road for him. So if you guys are ready at home for plenty of Quake action and potentially 10-map thriller, then we could be seeing that depending on the circumstance of how these players are going to go. So we are going to start things off in this grand final. We'll be kicking things off with Awoka to begin with. And even though I'm just very curious to see how things are going to go on the other maps, in particular with their champion choices.
Yeah, definitely. I think Awoken is also an interesting one because maxter on Athena is very dangerous. His rail has been on fire the whole tournament, and if you give him Athena on top of that, he will be coming up with very interesting rail angles.
He certainly could. Grand finals just about to start. First map in this first best-of-5. Make some noise for these players as maxter can be started from his perspective and see exactly what he does at the beginning. Picking up the rail and the heavy and looking to see what read he's going to make. Good read just to see exactly where Raisy's going to be approaching. Assuming he could be going through the TP, but decides to get positional advantage and decide where he's going to go from the audio cues.
Yeah, you can see he's looking out for those audio cues, trying to get a rail angle. Misses that one, so just decides to be a bit more defensive about it. Heavy, Mega is up soon, heavy as well, maxter. He just doesn't want Raisy to get the railgun just yet. And there's the first rail by maxter, stealing the Mega as well, landing another shot and trying to get another angle, doesn't quite land it. Raisy's going to be able to get out of there and collect that heavy armor. maxter finally getting an LG for himself, so he'll be feeling a little bit more comfortable getting closer to Raisy. maxter trying to plan out a trap, doesn't quite work just yet. Mega in 10 seconds. maxter just looking out for rail angles. Maybe he'll start being a bit more inventive with the hooks, and that's one good rail before the Mega. Oh, that's the hook, kind of misses it, but still has it. Oh, there it is. He goes with a very cool hook, doesn't quite land any shot whatsoever onto Raisy. So Raisy, happy to steal that Mega away, land damage on maxter, and get the heavy. maxter, he doesn't know where to hide right now.
Yeah, maxter dancing on death's door on that choke point, only on 10 HP, and Raisy does find him, but backs away again, cleans him up with the LG, and that's going to be the first frag in favor of Raisy, and still got a very healthy stack to continue the aggression. Good rockets coming out from maxter.
Wow.
Great rocket again, trying to at least fly by. Somehow maxter comes out on top. How on earth he was able to do that? Equalize the score, pick up the Mega, and he's in prime position to pick up this heavy.
Especially after the oh, there he goes again with the trap, using the hook, and he's able to get the second kill. I don't know how maxter came back so early into the game after being 5 HP 10 seconds ago.
The amount of times I've seen maxter in a disadvantageous position and still able to come out on top, hits the first rail, keeping Raisy at bay once again, and looking to see if he can catch him around the LG. Finds him. Will he be able to get him though? That's going to be a different story, trying to claim that third frag as we're only a couple of minutes in and almost hit that rail.
Yeah, that was very close. Raisy would not be happy if that hit. Heavy coming up soon, and Raisy, will he try to attack it? I don't think Raisy has a railgun yet. He's trying to collect it now, and maxter, can he land the shot? Not able to just yet, as Raisy does a very good spam to prevent maxter from having access to any angle. Rails have been exchanged.
Oh, what? That rocket as well. Raisy trailing mine by a 2 frag deficit. And of course with a starting stack from both his players. maxter with a clean frag earlier on can continue piling on that pressure. Delays the TP a little bit, sees the light get taken, sadly doesn't get an easy shot towards the light. It's going to be going for the LG bounce. It's going to try a little bit with the heavy and takes him down in the end.
The
Brilliant
little
stuff from
jump at
maxter.
the little jump at the spawn from Raisy prevented him from getting rail from spawn. Good awareness there. Another rail by maxter. He just keeps landing these shots in the rocket. Oh, doesn't quite finish the job just yet. Mega's about to spawn in. He should be able to get the kill. 5-1 to maxter. He's looking on form.
He's aggressive, but being patient about the position and what routes Raisy's going to take every time. And you can see it clear as day. Heavy is still up. Picks up the light, knows that Raisy's just picked up the mega. Sorry, the heavy rather. Looking to see where he's going to reposition himself. Gets the first initial rail. Still going to continue the aggression even with the lack of stack. He's railable though. He's got to be careful. Just misses, just barely. Still looking to peek for that shot, but not making it easy for Raisy either. And he does back away. He managed to dodge that
was an
last
angle
rail
there
as well. And that was an angle he was luckily to get away from.
LG, but maxter just has to run away. Raisy too fast. Switch weapon and click on the trigger. Good rail as well. He might just go through and maxter. What?
Okay, so normally Raisy comes up with a trademark gauntlet.
Oh,
Looks like
there it is.
Maxter's going through in the end, but does get his own back with a rail straight afterwards. Definitely something none of us even expected. Oh, what a jump as well. Oh, the rail coming out from Maxter straight afterwards. The band is on a mission to try and take this tournament. And so far, so good. Already 4.5 minutes gone, looking to go for another frag. At least he's closed the gap. Only a tad here, 3 frag deficit. Heavy is coming up shortly, and it depends if Maxter wants to try and pursue this, but it looks like he won't be.
Let's see, maxter 3 frag lead as we're reaching the halfway mark. He's about to spawn, and players have to go for an LG battle, and maxter is seeming to coming out on top a little bit because he still has the position. Raisy can't really go through the choke point, so he's going to allow maxter to steal that mega away as he collects the rocket launcher. No ammo on the LG for Raisy. He might have to do a quick run to that other side of the map to get it. There it is. So good awareness of Raisy on the ammo management aspect.
He's got to inject ready to use as he sees fit. Finds Maxter, got the advantage to take this mega.
Very aggressive position, I like it.
Sadly missed rail from Maxter, but doesn't matter too much at the moment. Both players just teetering on the edge around top mid, just trying to establish some kind of control. Good first rail from Raisy, looking to push on forward and just Maxter spamming a few rockets in case Raisy did come through the TP, but Raisy did delay that a fair amount to be able to get away and secure that heavy. Coming back around, Mega's up in the next 5 seconds, again in prime position to be able to take that, trying to do a little bit of damage at the same time. Again, once more, a good rail coming up from Raisy. He wants to continue to fight and prioritize the frag instead, but look at this though. He maxed him able to get away and steal this mega here, which he has done.
And Raisy still has a stack advantage, but every time he has a stack advantage, maxter's there to do damage on him, and he hits 2 rails in a row, some damage, and Raisy is left to collect the heavy. If he can even pick it up, he can't. And what's worse is that he couldn't even pick up the heavy before he dies, so maxter has a big advantage right from spawn. Let's see how the mega fight is gonna go. Raisy only has that LG, and maxter seems happy to fight with it on the LG against Raisy. His aim seems completely on fire right now. 9-4.
Certainly is, as that would have been so important, even if Raisy was taken down earlier. Stealing or burning that heavy would have given him a little bit of leeway afterwards. Oh, dropping down afterwards. The LG still got from Raisy, but Maxter whipping out exactly at the same time, looking to be in prime position to finish that frag, which he has done. Left on 32 HP. Light is in there. Managed to get the bubble, but Maxter knows that mega's going to be up in just a short amount of time. It is up, and just using the hook just to not risk getting railed or, you know, taking any unnecessary damage.
Yeah, Raisy just taking some seconds to pick up all the necessary weapons, and Raisy, he needs the next frag. And maxter is the one landing the shot. That's one shot. Can't quite land the other one. Raisy will be able to collect the heavy and land the rail on maxter. So Raisy with a good opportunity now to try and start some attempt at the comeback.
Certainly could with the mega coming in the next few seconds, but he's already come from behind. He'll be able to take it. So even if he loses this fight, at least he's burned the mega.
Yeah.
Raisy very weak from that last fight.
Yeah, not much health for Raisy, but that's the start of something. He still has the weapons, which should be a little bit more important than stack right now. So heavy next item up. Raisy should be ready for it. He knows where maxter is as well. Just doesn't want to take much spam damage right now, and that's a brilliant way to do it. Just land the rail on maxter, collect the heavy, scot-free, and go and chase him. He knows where he is. Can he land the shot? He's not quite. He's still going for him. Oh, he almost gets thrown out of the map, but he gets the kill with 2 minutes to go. Raisy is only trailing by 4 frags.
And look at this, Raisy just speeding up the pace of the game so quickly, trying to dictate it one way or another, and doesn't really want... Oh, in the end, maxter sadly gets cleaned up. Minute 40 left, 3 frags now. The deficit is just shortening as time goes by, and Raisy's going to be feeling a little bit confident now that he hasn't got too many frags to kind in terms of closing the gap here. But the LG you saw from there, maxter was prepared to just try and keep him away, but it doesn't matter. Raisy does pick up the mega nonetheless. Maxter's so weak, he just needs to try and survive and just try and delay to even at least scrap for some of these lights. Gets away in the end. He is top mid, he's still trying to back off, and just, even as you can see there, he did leave that light but uses the inject just so that it can continue with that aggression. He's going to try and flank all the way back around again. And will he be able to? Maxter just stands his ground. Use the LG, brilliant LG from Maxter, still somehow able to stay alive and realise but he has to back away again. He's got to try and waste another 50 seconds on the clock. And Raisy just, again, turning up the tempo even further.
And there it is. He's even leaving the items up just so he can chase maxter. And I think, he forgets where maxter is, but there he is. He gets the kill. Now he'll be able to collect the heavy as well. 40 seconds to go. Raisy is on the warpath. He's getting all of the frags necessary. Can he do it? 30 seconds to go. Only 2 frags remaining for him to tie up the game. Just has to find maxter, because maxter has nothing to play with. Oh, the rocket jump, not the best. And he gets rail in the back. Suddenly he's railable. And Mag is about to spawn in, and that's going to go for maxter. Oh no.
This could be Maxter's first map win, almost mathematically impossible. Raisy's trying to find him. He's hoping to see if he can, re-rotate around and try and get the flank. He will actually find him, but he used the inject, but in the end, it does not matter. It looks like Maxter in this grand final will take the first map in this series. Raisy did everything he could to try and clutch up, but it just wasn't to be, as Maxter turned things down a little bit and managed to solidify the win on Awoken.
Yeah, I think Raisy messed up the timing there of the Mega at the end, because it was too much going on in his head. He was trying to figure out all the angles that he could cut Maxter off, and eventually Maxter ended up stealing that Mega and completely nullifying any sort of chance at the comeback in the last 30 to 20 seconds.
Yeah, literally trying to do 5 things at once.
This frag, how did Maxter get this frag?
I could not believe it, honestly. When I saw that one initial frag, and it was be the first frag coming out of Maxter, that's when I was like, okay, like, it's not the first time we've seen him win in a disadvantaged situation, and again, like, it doesn't seem to matter in terms of stack. His aim skill alone is just looking so good.
Yeah, Maxter's aim is looking great, and Raisy is one of the best aimers in the world, and for Maxter to be winning so many aim fights against him is truly outstanding.
Really is. And Raisy, though, he made a good comeback towards the end. He knew that he had a huge margin to kind of close up, and this is with the gauntlet we saw earlier on, and everyone in the crowd was just shocked or speechless, so to speak, when we witnessed that.
The gauntlet is usually Raisy's trademark, but for the past 2 series that we've seen from him, he has not gotten a gauntlet frag, and now Maxter is the one getting gauntlet frags on him.
Yeah, and he's not doing it even just for fun and games. He's using it just to priority through the TP.
Yeah.
And yeah, but this is a good start from Maxter here. Just needs 2 more map wins now to secure the victory here at KeenCon. So it looks like it will be a long road. But we did say as well, we're surprised if it was just this one series, it will go to 4 or 5 maps. If it is 2 series, we can't see either one of them going to a clean sweep.
I will be very disappointed if we don't get to Blood Covenant, because I want to see Blood Covenant at least once.
Yeah, we haven't seen it once so far. We may have seen it on the B stream. I'm obviously not totally sure. Oh, yes, yeah, that's the bit we missed on, didn't we? Because we were
the double jump, because of the Athena's passive to double jump higher, he just threw himself out of the map. That's unlucky.
Didn't tilt him too much, though. He was winning at the time. If he was losing him, then basically made it even worse for himself, then of course, yeah, that's going to be even more tilting. But no mucking around here. This is Raisy's chance to try and equalise here on his best map, which will be on Corrupted Keep. Starting off from Maxter's perspective, going in straight for the Mega and the LG. Going to have a look around and realise we've not been picked up in the bedroom. And yeah, this Slash is a very interesting pick in itself. I think range is safe enough, perfectly understandable. And we'll have to see what Maxter can do with Slash here.
Yeah, I think Raisy will be trying to play at the... Like, any damage that Raisy does onto Maxter means that he can push aggressive. So, for Maxter to be able to, have a normal chance at this match, he has to basically keep everything. There's no other way for him to win this match. And being in a map that does not have a rail, which has been maxter's best weapon throughout the whole tournament, I think Raisy should be able to win this one. If he's going to win a map, it's going to be this one.
We know that Raisy uses nice, well, does like to use a lot of the heavy machine gun, but with the speed Max is going out with the slash, it's going to be a little bit harder to hit some of those shots as Raisy just biding his time here. Max is basically saying, I know you're trying to creep up on me, but I don't think you knew about the 64 damage coming up with the tri-bolt. And you got to remember as well, in the last match against Zenecu, he probably saw where Raisy was positioned when he was going from red room to heavy and just assumed that, yeah, I know what you're trying to do, I know what to expect. But this is good as well. Some mind games here coming out from Max as Raisy looking to back away again, but still got a good stat to continue the aggression.
Yeah, it's very hard to catch a player like Maxter off guard, because in the way that he plays, he's very focused on his opponent's position and movement, more so than anything else on the map. It's good damage by Raisy. Maxter clinging on to dear life. Raisy picks up the heavy as well, and Maxter is in a bit of a pickle right now. Let's collect one of the light armors. Will Raisy allow him to get the second one as well? Like, the 30 damage on a light champion is a lot. Oh, and Maxter just coming up with the speed and hitting two rockets back to back as Mega is about to spawn. So not that bad for Raisy still. He should be able to collect the Mega as Maxter has nothing going on for him in terms of stack. The next item up will be the top light at roughly the same time as the heavy. So Maxter is going to be waiting for it. And Raisy will be collecting the heavy. There's the top light coming up. Oh, that's a great play with the orb.
How on earth did Maxter get away with that? It's not the first time we've seen it on Awoken, we're witnessing it again. It's Raisy now with a huge stack advantage here.
It's the change of pace that Maxter brings to the game. He's trying to play like, not sneaky, but you know, just keeping the distance. Oh, nice frag there by Raisy. Just trying to keep the distance, you know, with the position, but then sometimes he just completely changes pace and speed, and his opponents don't usually expect that kind of plays. The surprise effect really comes into play. Got a good arm and the shotgun to finish it.
Yeah, looking good, very good for Raisy. He's going to pin him down in the red room, trying to do what he can with the nail, but sadly it's not to be. Still early days though, with 4-1 leads here for Raisy, and Max is just trying to get away and just try and fly on through to see if he can get anything he can to the weapons in his arsenal. Can't really pick up the heavy machine gun as of yet. He knows that Raisy's waiting by a random Mega. Just picked up heavy. Is up though. Does manage to collect it and get away. Good amount of damage. Actually just decides to dive straight on down. The rockets coming out from Maxter here.
Yeah, again, when Maxter gets in those kind of weird situations, he's able to be creative enough to come up with a solution. And once again, now a 2-4, and Maxter even doing some damage with his ability. Not sure if he's going to be able to get out of here with his life, but he's just looking for max damage and looking to delay until the Mega spawns. Will he be able to do it? Does get the Mag on time. Still doesn't have much health though, but at least he got the Mag and the shotgun. Not quite enough to get the frag there onto Raisy.
Yeah, you can see in the engagements, he's just trying to throw Raisy off with the speed he approaches towards some of his items. That's of course very weak again, just pick up the light. Doesn't manage to get away. Raisy's going to pick up the light of his own just to eat it up and make sure that Maxter doesn't pick up for himself. Rocket's not as good this time, but looking a lot better for Raisy. Mega is coming up shortly, does hear the rocket jump pad. Knows that it's going to be there, but it's going to leave him be for now. So he's going to be up in the next couple of seconds. Again, I like it when he does that as well. Max is just telling Raisy, I know you're coming for me. I know you are. I know you're faking, you're not going for the heavy. I know you're pretending. But goes through anyway and goes, I've had enough. I'm going straight in, full frag lead.
Yeah, he knew he was around it. He just didn't know exactly when Raisy was going to come in. Raisy picking up the right moment. The rocket almost hit him. Mega about to spawn, and that's the thing when you play a light champion on this particular map. There is no rail for you to come back, so if you want to come back, you gotta be open to having either hitting amazing shots or spamming a lot, or mostly with the heavy machine gun. But then you can be hit back, and the heavy machine gun is very heavy on the light champions.
Raisy does pick up the heavy in the end. A little bit of damage taken in the meantime, but it should be a fight. It should clearly free from Raisy, which it is. Now with a 5 frag lead, just past the halfway stage. As you can see, Max just trying to do a little bit of damage before he picked up the Mega.
Just trying to keep track of the items, as it's been all about Raisy. He's getting all of the items as the rotation locked on. It would take a huge place for Maxter to stop that. Because there's also a very big delay between both of the major items.
And he is, as Max is.
He's been forced to use his ability just to escape time and time again. And Raisy hasn't really been pushed.
No, he hasn't as of yet.
But at least maxter is keeping the score, the frag difference at a low score. 5 frags on this map is not much, especially with the slash. You can snowball quite easily with a fast champion.
Yeah, he's keeping the score competitive even though Raisy has had the majority of the items. LG looking very good here for Raisy. Again, extending his lead by 6. Now just going back and forth to see if he can trap him once again. Does find him. Pick up the Mega, still clean up a lot. Misses up the orb a tad, but that's fine. He's just going to circle his way around and get ready for the heavy instead. And Max is also there quite early, but the damage Maxter did. Very unfortunate. As we've noticed, we kind of feel like his aim skill is a little bit better than Raisy in some of his bouts, but just can't compete with the stack that Raisy has.
Yeah, he started the fight a lot better, and then he kind of lost track of Raisy in the end, and Raisy managed to edge out that LG fight and come out on top. Mag is about to spawn, and finally, Maxter is being granted 1 item. I think that's the first major item he has in like 4 minutes. Good damage as well, he might push in here, it should be a kill for Maxter. So let's see if he can try and mount some sort of comeback, as the heavy is about to spawn. 3 minutes, 6 frags behind. This would be a massive comeback if he does.
Yeah, he hasn't got much LG ammo, so he's going to have to prioritise the rockets for the time being. Does have the heavy machine gun at the same time, looking to go on forward, realises that, now has to switch back to the rockets, but
good damage.
Problem is, he's going to pick up the Mega, Heavy's going to be up soon. Good thing is that the timing of the items segregated, he can compete for both and try and at least be a bit of a nuisance for Raisy, but the problem is time is running out, there's only 2.5 minutes left, he has to go on in and he cleans them up again. That's going to be now closing it to 5 frags. Does he have enough time? No, Heavy has been picked up for Maxter. Mega will be up in 10 seconds. As long as he keeps track of the items and also being proactive to keeping the damage high onto Raisy, then this shouldn't be too much of a bother for him. Oh, good rocket. He could go on for the hunt here or just rotate back around. Decides to prioritise the Mega. And now he's going to look to see where Raisy's going to go next. Instead of going for the lights, he goes towards the red room instead. He's going to actually catch him here as he's trying to rocket jump up and get away. Good amount of damage with the LG. Looking to try and catch him, and instead, I'm not sure how Raisy's still able to stay low, but you can see, close it out, 2 minutes left.
Yeah, as
4 frags, definitely doable.
As the Ranger in this match, Raisy will not be, there's another frag. Raisy will not be able to do what he did versus Nako. He will not be able to run away because the movement speed difference is too different. And Raisy might, Maxter might be able to get another kill. He almost gives a Mega away. It's fine. He got it, the frag, and suddenly it's 90 seconds to go and only 2 frags. Raisy being forced to fight and not being able to get the kill just yet. Maxter, 10 seconds for the heavy. Both players should know the timing. Let's see what Raisy can do if he's just gonna try it. Play defensive. That rocket almost hit him.
Maxter was down by 6 frags at one stage, and now only by 2.
That's why he big slash.
Than doable, and this makes sense, exactly, yeah.
The snowball effect and the speed of Slash can catch up to any other champion so quickly. 1 minute remaining as we get the warning. 15 seconds for the heavy, and Maxter will go on a warpath right now. He's going on the hunt. Where is Raisy? He knows exactly where he is. Just going on the other way around. He knows where he is. Raisy rocket jumps, but shouldn't be too hard for Maxter to eventually catch up to him. He just doesn't want to take that much damage.
We know how difficult it is to get some opponents out of that tri-bot room. He's got 40 seconds,
there he is.
And he finds him straight away. Will he be able to get him though? He's going to definitely go on the hunt. He's definitely got the speed to try and catch up to him. Will he be able to though? He's got the LG orbs on up, chasing straight after. He's going to be following his route, but the only problem is he's taken so much defensive rockets. Still looking to try and get him. Yes, he does. Picks up the Mega, but he does have time to get the heavy and go on forward. It
he finds him.
Finds him straight away. He's with the LG. Will he be able to? Yes, he does.
He actually
50
ties up the
seconds
game.
left, he's going to put him down in the red room again, but he needs to go for this heavy. He knows straight away if he picks up this heavy and continues the aggression, he can bring this back. And I don't know how the LG bell comes up from both players. Raisy just literally just holding on for dear life. But will he be able to push him? Not going to push us up yet. He's going to wait for the Mega instead. This is definitely the right move here from Maxter. Who could believe it? 6 frags down with only 2.5 minutes left, and now bring it back on Raisy's best map.
He has a really good rotation going on. He's been taking all of the items in Slash. This is why he picked Slash, I guess. He kept, when he was not in the lead, he kept the frag difference very, very low, and now that he has the items to play with, he's an absolute menace. And Raisy, he doesn't know where to hide right now. And he's forced to rocket jump up to not get fragged. And Maxter is gonna go on the hunt again. He finds Raisy. There he is. Can he close out the game? Raisy doesn't have much health to play with. maxter finds him once again, and he still has the Mega to fall back onto.
The defensive rockets were just too good, though. We kind of feel like it's just a matter of time.
Oh, there's
the
Raisy.
maxter's gonna win on him. Yes, he does.
The kill.
And maxter, from a 6-frag deficit,
Wow.
he was down 9-3 with only a couple of minutes to spare, and still managed to bring that back. That is unreal.
Yeah, a monstrous comeback from the Argentinian player. No, I didn't think it was going to be possible. It was like 4 minutes, like 6 or 7 frags, and Raisy was completely in control. But soon as maxter managed to get a couple of items, the speed that the speed from Slash compared to the Ranger just proved to be super destructive. And there was nothing that Raisy could really have done, especially if the same game plan was going to be what he used versus Naku, just trying to hide. You can't do that versus Slash. Slash is way too fast.
That is definitely, or probably, one of the best comebacks I've ever seen on Crux and Keep. It's, very rare you see that, especially, as a champion as Slash. And a Slash we never see on Crux and Keep, but maxter made it work.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane. That's as well the best comeback I've seen this year in Quake Champions, I have to say.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of close maps, a lot of close series, but maxter, this is what I mean with the lack of hesitation. He's just going to go full throttle onto Raisy every single time, and it's the speed of being able to do it. There's Raisy, he's not one of those players who he expects almost all the surprises, but the problem is he goes in so fast, he doesn't really get a chance to track onto him early enough and to be able to get enough damage done to not make it the cleanest of frags for maxter.
7 frag lead at some point.
7 rather. At one point,
7 frag lead
it was
with 3 minutes to go.
Right? Yeah.
And then just maxter, and now we'll just see the speed of the Slash coming into play, and just maxter getting frag after frag after frag and mounting the most amazing comeback we've seen on Quake Champions, at least this year. Just impressive performance. I was gonna say, if Raisy was gonna win any map, it was gonna be this one.
Yeah.
And now that he didn't win this one, I think maxter's just gonna take it home 3-0.
It's a worry, isn't it? It really is a huge worry here, and the fact that he let that happen is ludicrous. Like, I think we can safely say around that 7-minute mark when it was 9-2, a lot of us probably wrote maxter off and thought, yeah, okay, he's probably already thinking about the third map.
He's just gonna rush him, get a feel for the next map, just get his aim warmed up, but he believed in himself, he believed in the speed of his Slash, and he showed just what the power of belief can do.
Yeah, exactly. And the crowd's behind him as well. And the crowd were behind him from the very beginning. They were cheering when he got that 3rd frag. They had a lot of hope and, stability for maxter here, and he brought it. He brought it for him, he brought it for himself. This is looking so good here. So for Raisy to win this tournament, he needs to create a reverse sweep and win the next best of 5. And
he needs to win 6 out of the next 8 maps.
Yeah, basically.
That's a lot. Considering he has lost already 4 in a row versus maxter, it's not looking too good.
No, not looking too good at all, as this could potentially be the final map here in this grand final. It's a matchup we're not normally used to seeing, so this will be interesting in itself with the Eisen versus the Visor. Again, starting off from maxter's perspective.
And Visor is an interesting pick in this map, because this map is a really small map, and usually those maps don't land themselves too well for Visor, because you already know where the enemy player is, so the piercing sight does not come as handy. But we'll see how Raisy will approach this. Good damage with the tribal, keeping maxter at bay. Does not have a railgun just yet, so it should be the priority for maxter to prevent the Visor player from having the railgun.
Again, Raisy just standing his ground, picks up the Mega. Gentleman's agreement for the items. Doesn't have the rail in hand as of yet, but does have a heavy machine gun. Not a bad substitute in itself, but the way maxter normally goes around with that railgun, it's very difficult. Yeah, at least he got a few ticks out of that and the information he required. Yeah. It's coming straight on forward though. 84, another 34 from the rockets. And you can see maxter doesn't want to continue with that little scuffle. So heavy has been picked up.
Nice rail shot, and he should be able to pick up the Mega based on that as well. Even goes and picks up the lower light armor. maxter will he peek to do some damage? Just try to do a little bit of damage with tribal, not quite achieving anything with it, but remaining alive, not taking damage. That's really the important thing about maxter's game plan. When he's on the back foot, he plays very defensive and he gives away as little frags as possible, so that when he does get the momentum going, he doesn't have many frags to overcome. But even when he does have a lot of frags to overcome, he seems to be able to do it.
Yeah, the tempo has changed a fair bit. And maxter, again, hanging on for dear life. Just
rocket jump,
but the rocket jump's going to be coming up.
Oh, that was on team. I thought it was a direct in maxter.
Could you imagine?
No.
But that's a 1 HP.
1
As if he
HP.
almost managed to take that.
How?
That is just yeah, exactly. It's not the first. We've seen this numerous times.
Yeah,
oh,
but
he hits him again.
It still doesn't make sense, right? Because he has like a 10% probability of winning that fight. Then somehow he always makes it very, very close.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, but maxter, you can see with a stack down to 10 HP, and he was just all he wanted to do. The poor man wanted to pick up that light and just not really given a chance at all, not really making it the easiest of hits either.
That was a very expensive light armor.
It was, yes, consuming 180 just for 50 armor. It's not the okay, it's not the best of trades. Is now Max has backed away just due to the fact that he knows that Raisy's going to be looking to pick up the heavy. Mega's not coming for a while. Another 20 seconds of good rockets though. Hits him with the rail straight afterwards. There's absolutely no stopping. Another spawn rail. Was going to go for the second, but decides to, for extra insurance, just to get a little bit more damage with the rocket, which he sadly missed. But he had the right idea.
Yeah, maxter's weapon selection has been absolutely amazing. There goes Timmy. Trying to do his job. maxter, we're just waiting for this light armor. He doesn't want to push for the heavy without any armor whatsoever, so he's going to allow Raisy to pick up that heavy armor. Waiting for the sound cues, and he knows exactly where Raisy is. All of the time, maxter doesn't even need the visor, he just has the next level awareness.
Literally his visor, isn't he, from the way he's been playing so far all weekend long.
I like this. Oh, that's too bad it didn't work, but it was a really nice play attempt. Running out of rails though, so he will have to try and get some more ammunition on that weapon.
Yeah, he does have the heavy machine gun anyway if he wants to. Nice direct through the murder hole as well. This could be a cue for him to try and be as aggressive as possible to clean this up, and wants to pursue a little bit further, but he hasn't got any rocket or rail ammo here. He's only got the LG and the heavy machine gun really in the tri-bolt just to try and keep his opponent back, but at least he managed to get the rail, still looking for the rockets. Got enough LG to continue this engagement, but it's backed away again as Raisy's still directly underneath, but without the rockets there's not really too much he can do here. Oh, fantastic rail there. Again, Raisy's not making these shots easy for maxter, but just hitting them anyway.
Yeah, and given that Raisy is the one with piercing sight, I would be expecting for Raisy to be able to land a lot more of these shots and get hit with a lot less, but it's all about maxter. As he's 5 minutes away from potentially 3-0ing Raisy in the grand final of KeenCon 2022.
It's unbelievable what we've been seeing so far as we're approaching the halfway mark. Raisy just trying to figure out how to counter some of the moves that maxter's making. She's just standing his ground again, has picked up the heavy. Items are a little bit segregated, so if he wants to try and go for the mega first, he can whilst going for the heavy next. But maxter's just biding his time, just making Raisy sweat a little bit.
Pretty much. I mean, it's up to Raisy right now to make a play because maxter is in the lead. He's 2 maps in front. He's the whole best of 5 ahead. So it's all about Raisy right now. What can he do to bring this back?
Picks up another heavy, but Raisy also picks up the mega again. Just standing his ground, knows exactly where he is. Gets a nice little bit of damage here. It's starting to add up though. Misses the rail, but I think he's done enough to keep the distance away from Raisy. He's trying to hit the rail straight afterwards.
Most important part of that is that he got hit with barely any damage. Raisy now coming up with some damage of his own as well, as both the mega and heavy are about to spawn. And maxter just being oh my, how was he aware of that angle?
It's crazy. It's so good. But just amazing how great his reads are. It's just short of amazing, but that last rocket is going to really help maxter. Oh, takes him out in the end with the LG, and Raisy now equalises the scoreline. Finally hits the first rail. Takes that, but he manages to even hit the second
Okay,
one.
I know it's
That
a
was
piercing.
mad.
I know it's a piercing side shot, but I didn't know there was an angle there.
Oh, but it's between me and you, I thought the same. I literally thought the same, but Raisy, hard fought battle in that last engagement, managed to take the lead finally and give him a little bit of leeway. Not enough though, he's not going to be feeling too comfortable because remember, he's still 2 maps behind. Takes out the turret, go up top again, but the tri-bolt is going to say otherwise. Goes through the murder hole, he's going to see if he's going to flank around the corner, which he is not. He's just going to hold the angle anyway, but actually he is. Good rail there from Raisy. Is maxter now is going to have to turn all the way back around as Raisy could use the piece inside once again to see if maxter repeats.
Oh, and decides to rocket jump to the heavy. Not quite doing anything with it, but maxter still steals it away. But Raisy going back to the position on top, trying to get the mega for himself. Good damage by maxter with a tri-bolt and lands the rail as well. Raisy is now railable. Will maxter try to pick, and he absolutely lands the shot, tying up the game with 3 minutes to go. Game is tied up. Maxter's on tournament point right now.
Of course he does it, of course he does it. That's not really surprising. He's been doing it all weekend long. With the turret in his back pocket. Here to jump up, going to top mid, picks up the heavy, megs up in the next 5 seconds. Does he want to try and go for it and contest? He's looking for it and he managed to get it in the end, but Raisy's come back with one of his own. Look and see if he pushes, but...
Mega's up, I don't think Raisy realized it. He's going to try and go there now, but might be a little bit too dangerous right now when he forfeits the mega to maxter. Oh, that is crushing for Raisy.
Really is indeed, it's just gonna help maybe maxter pick up this full frag. 2 minutes left. Heavy's giving up surely. Maxter's looking very healthy in that department. And now just gonna bide his time and just wait for Raisy to make a false move.
2 minutes to go and the advantage is fully on maxter's favor right now. He has so much health and armor over Raisy. There's a mega out spawn. He's trying to see if he can pick it up cleanly. There it is. The heavy is up next, and maxter. Will he just give it away to Raisy? Seems so. Does land the shot to try and wither it away. And he's still completely aware of where Raisy is.
The reads are just incredible, aren't they? They really, really are. But still just standing his ground. There's a bit of positional advantage here. But look at this, he's just setting up a trap.
And there he is.
First rail, but Raisy, of course, trying to do the same. Mega is up, Heavy's up as well, so they will get each other's items. It depends how long Raisy wants to stay for. Good first rocket and the rail combo straight afterwards. But this also means only to trap him on spawn, he can go for the heavy straight afterwards and make maxter's life a living hell for the remainder time. On deep embrace, he's going to push on in anyway, but he's got to be careful. We've seen how clutch maxter's been over time, and he realizes this. He knows, let's just go for the heavy. Let's just play it safe. Let's just play by my rules and play with my style and let him come to me.
30 seconds to go. maxter trying to push in. Raisy just happy to back off. Try and take the win on this map, taking it little by little. Just run away. maxter trying to come in. Raisy, good defensive position. maxter forced to do some really a rocket jump up to him, and Raisy's just running away. Now we'll have the piercing sight as well. 2 seconds to go, and Raisy gets the first map win against maxter so far in this tournament. 2-1.
Whoa, calling it close here, Vince. This is unbelievable. Tying it on every single map, but hopefully now for Raisy to give him a bit of breathing room. Don't get me wrong, he's still 1 map away from winning the entire thing on maxter's side, but at least he knows, right, okay, he's one of those players who will take it 1 map at a time. He doesn't really think about the series score too much, because of course it will put him too much pressure onto him, and then that's when he'll start hesitating on the decision he wants to make. But that was so important. Right at the very end, Raisy could have just gone, okay, do you know what? I'm going to let maxter go for the mega, and I'm just going to go for the heavy, and then we'll just decide from there. But the shots he took was so important. It was, of course, the deciding factor of Deep Embrace.
Yeah, definitely. And as we're seeing the highlight reel a little bit, maxter's weapon decision and his position and his reads have been spot on the whole tournament. And he's taking Raisy everything he has to be able to even take a map from maxter.
That shot in particular, what we was talking about, that was unreal.
It's such a really small angle that even with piercing sight, it's very hard to hit because you need to get the timing just right.
Yeah, you certainly do. So it looks like it isn't going to be a 3-0 sweep in the grand final. Raisy decided to say otherwise.
He's trying to go for the reverse sweep now.
Well, I hope so. Well, do you know what? More Quake action, the better. If, you know, Raisy takes this series and then ends up going to another best of 5, I think a lot of us aren't really going to complain too much. But yeah, maxter understands exactly what occurred, what happened. It was a little bit unfortunate. I don't think he was too sure whether Raisy's just going to, you know, hold his ground around top mid and just let him go for the mega, or if he's just going to go back for the heavy himself. But that was definitely one of the key decisions which Raisy made, and he's probably super glad that he decided to, you know, continue contesting for that mega instead of approaching the heavy instead.
You know what's the best part about this? We're one map closer to getting the Blood Covenant game.
Oh my god.
Finally! It's gonna happen. Eventually it's gonna happen.
The one map we... Don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure we've seen it once or twice on the B stream, I'm not 100%, but...
We haven't seen it
not
here.
seen it at all on main stage is just unreal. The amount of maps we've gone through for the entirety of the weekend. But
and it's
first things
Galena.
first, though, we could be on ruins with the Galena versus the Scale, and Raisy's rocking the Scale. So we're going to see...
This is a fun one.
It will be. It will be. As we head into our fourth map, maxter currently up 2-1 in the series in this best of 5. Kicking off from maxter's perspective, throwing the totem down straight away with Raisy going after the heavy.
Let's see, checking out the Scale Bear a little bit. Doesn't need the machine gun, just has the starting shotgun. Does pick up the heavy machine gun in the end. Quite useful on such an open map. Should be going for the rockets. And the good thing about Scale Bear is it doesn't need the mega. When you're versus Galena, it's better to let Galena be on the mega side because she already gets the totems. Oh, there goes Bull Rush. Does not quite land. Really good position by maxter to just take the high ground really fast. Heavy's up next, and Raisy actually lands the shot somehow as he's doing a 180 to pick up the heavy. As I was saying, it's better for Scale Bear to just, you know, try to fight at the heavy part of the map and to let the Galena take the mega. Because the Galena, if she's getting the overheal from the totems, the mega is not going to do too much for her. And Galena can't really go for the heavy part because there's the Bull Rush danger, right? So we might see a completely divided map where Scale Bear hangs out where he is and Galena just stays at the top. It's going to be to whoever decides to move out of their comfort zone, basically.
Yeah, it might take a bit of time. A little bit of a chaotic start, but the frag score says otherwise. As Raisy has Bull Rush in hand. Timing's not really too much off, just roughly 2 seconds. Heavy will be up first though. And you know, you're talking about the risks of going for the heavy. That's going to be a key question here, as Raisy actually dropped all the way down already. Not giving away too much with audio earlier, but he has done now, just basically to say to maxter will be going for that heavy. Mega's been picked up straight away as well.
Yeah, and there's no way maxter will ever drop for the heavy if he knows Raisy is there and he has the Bull Rush. Even without the Bull Rush, it's really, really dangerous.
Yeah, the only way you can is if Raisy was on heavy jump pad and he hits like the first rail or a decent amount of damage with rockets as he's dropping, then that's literally the only thing I can think of. But even then, he wouldn't back away because he does have that Bull Rush in hand still. So yeah, it's kind of a, you know, a situational difference there. But
and it's just going to be up until whoever decides to go for the other player's item, pretty much. And I think Raisy might run out of patience eventually. That's a good rail. Complete normal exchange. And again, exchange. But this time around, everyone's just landing the rails. And maxter right now, they're both railable.
He's tempted. He's tempted. He wants to try and get a little sneaky one from above the wall, but not going to happen. Maxter did also stay there for quite a long time as neither player wanted to stand down.
And this time around, they're actually going to switch items. So Raisy taking the mega. He might be able to find the totems as he does. So there goes the overheal.
I think he kind of had to at this point. If he's continuously making a rotation for the heavy and not going around the map to not only eat the lights, but to obviously pick off some of those totems, then yeah, he would be in a fair bit of trouble.
He has overheal again, so
yeah,
heavy coming up. Maxter, will he go for it? It's going to be very dangerous, so he just knows that Scale Bear is there, decides to go away. He doesn't need the mega, right? He has 175 health regardless, so he's just going to take it to keep them in sync, basically.
This is the problem, isn't it? He wants the heavy. He needs the heavy, really. But against a Scale, Raisy knows. But there's nothing more he can really do. He's always going to have that little bit of stack difference in these future bouts, but some of the toes has been taken out, like you said.
Oh, there's the
Let's
bull
try
rush.
a second. Oh, okay.
Still
Gets
bear coming in.
down.
Nope. So heavy. Next item up. Maxter. Trying to go for it. Doesn't quite land the shot. Just drops the totem there. Oh, and Raisy also stealing the Mega. So Maxter right now in a world of trouble. He does not have any stack, does not have any armor. No overheal either, no totems on his pocket. And Raisy, he has everything going for him. Will he be aggressive enough to try and take advantage of this opportunity right now? There he is, gets rail on.
May take a bit of time for Maxter to kind of keep Raisy sweet and do enough chip to continue to contest these items. It was unfortunate for losing out on the Mega and top of the heavy earlier on, but there goes Raisy to be collected. Still got the high ground. Gonna have another totem. But he's still trying to keep him on track here.
Oh, he's
but he's going to be able to find him in the end. Misses that first initial rail. He's going to use the tri-bolt, gets 45 from the end. But the problem is, how long can he stay here for? 13 seconds until the next Mega comes up. Heavy will be next the next few seconds on top of that.
Oh, and
he's
Raisy
to try and drop on down, and you can see Raisy was tempted to go down the heavy stairs and left it.
I want to know why he didn't, because he still had the bull rush. Maybe he's overestimating Maxter's stack, but Maxter didn't really have much armor to play with. I think that's a bit of an opportunity missed by Raisy there, but still he got the Mega, so that's fine. Prefer the Mega in that occasion.
Yeah, end of the day, something's better than nothing in that situation. It's heavy. We'll be up in the next 5 seconds. Of course, Maxter's going to be questioning himself whether to go for it. Of course, he isn't, due to what we spoke about earlier on with the scale. And also, Maxter does have the advantage with the choke point anyway for the Mega. So, still 0-0 after past halfway stage. Neither players able to topple each other in any way, shape or form. This could continue on for a little bit more time. It wouldn't be too much of a surprise here.
I think it's going to come down to like one frag at the end. Oh, and Maxter almost gets surprised a little bit there. All is still fine. Players are still just trading items. Happy to do that until one of them makes a mistake. But at the level we're playing, we're not likely to see a mistake. Just missed opportunities that might eventually turn into mistake. Raisy trying to go for a shot. He does land the shot in the end. Will he try and be aggressive now? I think he knows where Maxter is. Doesn't quite land the second shot, and he gets hit with the rail. Instead, there's a second rail. Maxter now has a bit of an opportunity to try and be aggressive if he decides to take the heavy.
There's a window here. It just depends on what to take.
Raisy finds him
though, and Raisy was just
Maxter coming in,
so
and
Raisy takes it. Sorry, Maxter takes him down in the end. So 1-0. It took a bit of time here, Ince, but in the end, after 6.5 minutes, but he's going to be able to find him again, though. Will he be able to take that? Stills to heavy, tries to rail to keep him back, but oh my God, how Raisy managed to drop on down and bull rushed and go for that heavy. Very risky in itself, but he's going to keep himself in this matchup for it.
Yeah, Raisy, I thought he was going to drop the second frag, but not quite working that badly for him just yet. He's still trailing, so he will have to be a bit more aggressive, take the initiative. As we can see, he's already trying to take the initiative. Does he only have a tribal and he's standing here? Oh, he has a shotgun. There we go, and he makes the shot and work. I think he sort of baited Maxter into thinking that he only had the tribal, because I definitely thought that from Maxter's point of view. And then Maxter realized, oh, he has a shotgun. As soon as he got hit with a face full of pellets.
Yeah, Raisy giving very little information on what weapons he had at the time, and definitely worked out for him. Of course, it had to be the shoddy, which was going to be pulled out and cleaned up from Raisy. 2.5 minutes left, and Raisy's got a massive stack. It's going to take a while for Maxter trying to bring this back, but I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, he's about to gain up, but the rail's coming out from Maxter. How on earth is this ever taken? He's about to take it down straight away. He does, and he gets it before the heavy as well. My goodness.
2 minutes to go, and Maxter on the lead by a very, very small margin. Stack still completely even as Scalebear responds with a massive stack. Max is the next item up. This time around, not sure if Maxter will even try to go for it. Just allowing Raisy to get it. 9 seconds for the heavy. Raisy's waiting. Maxter's waiting for it, but he's waiting in a position where he can just go away in the end, but he doesn't hear Raisy coming from any place. Raisy now coming in with the bull rush. Maxter forced to rocket jump away. Even does damage with the totem in the end, and Maxter might be able to get the third frag in here. Not quite just yet. There it is. 3-1. 90 seconds to go, and Maxter He's very close for that 3-1. Oh, and Raisy
gun coming out from Raisy as well. He picks up the Mega as well, but Max is so weak. But the problem is, Raisy doesn't have the weapons to be able to do anything at that stage.
The vertical rocket from the Mega, I think, might save Max a little bit, but he's pushing at the heavy. Does land the shot with the rail. Not the second one, not quite, but it's still fine. He knows that Raisy does not have any long-range weapon just yet. 1 minute to go, 2 frags in the lead. That could have gone very wrong for Maxter 15 seconds ago, but he is fine. There comes the bull rush. Maxter, he gets hit with it on the shotgun.
And it's the starting shotgun as well, of all things. It's definitely one way to do it, but he's picked up the Mega. He has time to try and potentially win this, so 45 seconds to keep Raisy in this. But he's giving away information. Yeah, but the problem is he's giving information away for Maxter to know where to move away from and not to, or basically to keep away from certain angles, just waiting for this light to come on up. But look at the stack from Maxter. It's going to be very dangerous. This is going to be an absolutely epic fight to
just has to find
maybe
him.
Finish things off.
Can he find him? Oh, he finds him in the end,
but he's got the LG as well straight afterwards. He's done so much damage. His hits Mr. Rail. Raisy's trying to get away from
so hard right now for Raisy.
Oh, he manages to get him from the corridor as well.
Coming out. Maxter is the champion of Barcelona KeenCon 2022. Congratulations to the Argentinian player.
Unbelievable stuff. Maxter winning the grand final 3-1 for Barcelona KeenCon. Incredible stuff. He's been playing lights out throughout the entirety of the weekend. And what can we say about that? Just unbelievable stuff, and just...
What a performance, really. He just played out of his mind. He was hitting all of his shots. And to not only compete against someone like Raisy, but to outperform Raisy, that's the challenge and a half right there. And he was doing it consistently. Maxter, impressive.
Another second place for Raisy. Just another one added to the CV. And Maxter...
But that's what we were talking about. You know, Raisy, he was playing his A game, he's very, very good, but then someone always comes out in his S tier game, right?
Yeah.
And this time around it was Maxter.
It's just the reads. The reads he was making was just
insane.
Unbelievable.
And
it wasn't like he was playing predictable either.
Yeah, it's just as if Maxter is playing with piercing sight on the whole time.
And he's been producing this event as well.
Yeah, he's just doing it all.
It just shows that maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you need to work and compete at the same time.
Yeah, maybe that takes your mind out of worries and self-doubts and etc. As we were talking with him here earlier, he was saying that maybe that he didn't really have any doubts whatsoever, so that maybe producing the event takes the worries away and the pressure away, because he knew that even if he got second place, it was fine. He just wanted the event to go well, so he had no doubts, no hesitation, almost no pressure, and he performed amazingly well.
Yeah, it's just incredible what you can see from here. And, you know, there was some turning points. You made a very valid point from the very beginning, was the fact that with scale, you know, holding that rail area consistently, or sorry, the heavy area rather,
yeah,
there's no way for him to kind of contest it in any way. Of course, you can have all the overstack you want, but the lack of armors around the map, and you could even push for it, you'd have to do so much chip in order to pursue what you want to do in terms of your plans, and he realized that from the get-go, and I was
he knew what the plan was, right?
Exactly.
As soon as the picks came in, Maxter instantly knew what the plan was. Don't go for the heavy unless he gives it to me for free. When the bull rush is up, I just have to, you know, be careful with it, and he absolutely was, and he kept hitting shot after shot. Just a very solid Maxter throughout the whole tournament.
Yeah, and you can see here, this was the bull rush into the starting shotgun, and we thought this could be something of a comeback here, but again, the rails, it's just, what a way. Do you know, if Maxter ever won a tournament, which he has done, that's the kind of finish I would expect.
Yeah, absolutely, and congratulations to Maxter. That was a really good performance, and he's very deserving of it. Commiserations to Raisy, he was playing really well in the second place. As I said, it might feel really bad, but you're still coming out on second.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, it's just another grand final added to the tally, really, isn't it? And, you know, it's a hard-fought battle, and even if he did go through, you know, hell on earth to get through that best of 5, he'd have to win another one afterwards, and it does take its toll on you, doesn't it? It really does, and the fact that he managed to get this far once again and, you know, fail to, you know, get that championship victory, it's either going to, you know, make him want it more, it can be demoralizing, but, you know, it's going to keep him hungry anyway.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully it keeps him motivated and hungry for more, because if he always comes second place, it means if that's his bottom tier, right, if that's his worst performance, it's impressive. I wish my worst performance was second place, right? he just keeps getting them and getting them, and eventually he'll get the win. But he's always getting some people who are in their S tier shape, and that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, just another player added, defeating Raisy in a final. And yeah, just unbelievable what we saw from them. And it's just, even just the entire best of 5 in general, like the champion picks we saw.
You know what's
some
the
of these
worst
maps,
part?
it was mad. Yeah.
We didn't get to see Blood Covenant.
I know.
How did we not get to see Blood Covenant the whole tournament? We were baited with it so many times, and these players still did not allow us to see Blood Covenant.
I'm just trying to work out from the top of my head how many potential maps we went through. I think if we think about it from the total maps, there was 12 from yesterday, and we had just over 20 maps roughly over the course of the weekend on main stage. And yeah, not one Blood Covenant. We're lucky to get one Insomnia. We somehow got Insomnia.
We got Insomnia, yeah. We got Insomnia. We got. I think Awoken was likely the most played map on stream, but not a single Blood Covenant.
Yeah, unbelievable. And there we go. That's the replay of maxter after he defeated Raisy in the final. Incredible stuff from him, and what a way to finish things up as well. He's been working left, right and centre to help make this event happen, and also being able to win it as well at the same time is absolutely incredible. But we're going to look at a bracket to see how everything unfolded throughout the entire course of the weekend for you guys at home, if you did miss yesterday or any of the action earlier on today, because I think it's good to see exactly how the other players performed. And as you can see there, with at the start of yesterday, we did start from the winners bracket round 3 side, and it was nice as well. Remember, even though we had about 7 or 8 QPL players coming here competing at KeenCon, it was nice to give the Spanish community, some of the new or amateur players as well, in an open environment, a opportunity to compete against some of the top dogs here in Quake.
Yeah, everyone got a lot of experience from this tournament. Everyone was very happy. And even when the players were, on stage, whether they were losing games or winning games, everyone was all laughs and smiles. I think everyone enjoyed this tournament, especially me. I thoroughly enjoyed all of this tournament. And it was great casting with you as well. And as we can see, I'm just looking at the run from maxter. Maxter won 2-0 versus Tony, then beat RMV 2-0 on a very close series on one of the maps, and versus Shane another close series 2-0, then managed to beat Raisy 2-0 as well in the winner bracket final. And then in the grand final, he did eventually drop a map finally to Raisy, but he still managed to win 3-1 and take away the title.
Yeah, the fact that maxter almost won the entire event without dropping a map, that's just ridiculous.
That just shows the kind of shape that he is in.
That's right, indeed. As we go to the next graphic as well, we're going to look to see, and we will be doing awards very shortly, not only for the top 3, but of course for the best LG and the best railgun as well, which will be coming up next very shortly. Very excited to see who exactly is going to be coming up. And do you know what? Shock horror, I'm not surprised in the slightest. maxter was the one who managed to come out on top and win the best railgun of the tournament. Shocked?
No, not at all. I mean, his rail allowed him to beat almost all of his opponents. No one could really compete with his rail except RMV for that Veil match. And Best Lightning Gun, CNZ. I remember CNZ when he was playing, I don't remember who it was, he was playing versus a light champion. I said he was hitting maybe 55% LG, so I'm not that surprised about him winning the best LG.
And it wasn't only that, even though he didn't play as many games as some of the other players, he fired a lot of shots. He fired a lot on a number of occasions, and he does heavily rely on the LG, and it definitely shows. He, by far definitely had one of the best LGs in the tournament.
I mean, yeah, the best one.
Well, the best one. Yeah, we pretty much proved it here and now.
Yeah, but just a really good performance. I think it changes back to his old sensitivity pre-QWC, and well, it shows it works at least for the aim part.
It certainly did, and even though of course maxter was going to win with that railgun, it was going to be close with other players like RMV and all the other stuff as well.
Yeah, it was a really good performance, and all of CNZ's game were also cool to watch, and overall a really good tournament. You can see the stage is getting set up. There's so many people.
Well, speaking of the stage, I'm going to head over anyway, so I'm going to leave you to it. Always been a pleasure, as always. Been incredible the entire weekend, and I'll see you very shortly anyway.
You'll see me very shortly indeed.
So we are going to start with the awards anyway, and we'll be going into order very shortly. Of course, I might need to pick up my book, of course. So, Let's get ourselves underway with the awards ceremony. So starting things off with the best railgun, it is none other than Maxter. The way he was playing every single match throughout the entirety of the weekend, I'm not too surprised in the slightest at all. But the best lightning gun goes to CNZ. And now, the top 3 finishes of Barcelona KeenCon. Starting with third place finish, none other than Zeniku. Second place, none other than Raisy. And the winner of Barcelona KeenCon 2022, none other than maxter. Come over here, my friend. Now, not a bad win, wasn't it? Considering, you know, only dropping one map the entire weekend. How do you feel?
I don't know. I don't have any more words. Like, I did everything there. Like, I worked the entire week with the guys to do the tournament. It seems like I have to work inside the tournament to win a tournament. So probably I will say to PGL if I can work with them in next season. But I mean, I'm really happy right now, tired as well. I mean, trying to beat Raisy, it takes too much of you, like I said previously in our upper bracket match. But yeah, that's the only thing I can say.
I don't blame it. It's been exhausting throughout the entire weekend. And just, you've been playing lights out for the entirety as well. It's just incredible to see. Now, the next thing I want to mention as well, there are so many situations, there's too many, there's numerous, where you was at a massive disadvantage and still able to clutch up on a number of occasions. We saw it on Awoken for the TP, you know, some of the rail shots you were hitting. Honestly, how on earth do you survive some of these bouts?
Creativity, basically. It's like, okay, let's try this shit, basically. It's like, the best player in the world, I think, would say that's bullshit. I mean, I try to do that, to be creative, and if it works, better for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I know this win means a lot for you as well, and I know you lost out in the final of the KeenCon last time round against Sirius, but there's a lot more QPL players this time round. You seem to be, you know, a very high caliber. How do you feel going into next year?
I mean, so confident. Like, there were a ton of really good players this tournament. The fact that we had a LAN server here and we could play on a really fair scenario, and well, having the third place at QuakeCon, I mean, looking really positive for the next year.
And anything I want to add, or anything you want to say to the viewers, the fans at home, the sponsors, anything you want to mention after we finish up?
Yeah, thanks to KeenCon, thanks to Jordi, thanks to Ivan, thanks to all the guys behind KeenCon. It was too much work to do this tournament. Thanks to all of you. Guys, this KeenCon is just made by you, by all of you. Thanks for coming to all the top players. I mean, it's just amazing to have a third-party tournament outside QPL and players that are not at the top of the level, they can play on LAN.
Well, again, congratulations for winning Barcelona KeenCon 2022. Your winner, maxter. And sadly for now here at KeenCon, this is all we've got time for. Thanks to everyone for watching, the viewers, to production, the sponsors, everyone who's there to make this possible. And don't forget to follow on the socials at KeenCon Gaming on Twitter and Instagram, and KeenCon TV on Twitch and YouTube. That's it for now, and we'll see you guys next year.